The DDJ-REV7 comes with two plastic slip rings underneath each jog. They essentially serve the same function as a slip mat on a turntable. You can use two slip rings for a moderate friction feel, or remove one slip ring to have an ultra low friction feel. But what if you want slightly more friction than what the two slip rings provide? Well, you can take out a sheet of felt or a felt slip mat and use the plastic slip ring as a stencil to cut out one on your own. It would probably take some trial and error before finding out the right density that works for you. Or you can buy a pre-made felt slip ring that's already been tried and tested. And that's what I'm going to be showing you today. Greetings, knowledge seekers, the force is with you. Today, we're going to be checking out the R7 slip rings from DJ Lyrics. And before we try them out, let's grab some music first.
This video is brought to you by Direct Music Service. Check out the description or the pinned comment below for discount codes.
Play on Johnny. May the force be with you.
Because they're made of felt, the R7 slip rings give a slight increase in friction to the feel of the REV7's motorized jog. You can use it by itself for maximum friction, or you can add it as a layer on top of one of the plastic slip rings. Some DJs do prefer a little bit more friction for stability and control, especially when beat juggling. This can be really helpful for rotational accuracy as well as for the folks who are heavy-handed. The density of the felt is consistent in every cut of the product, and it comes in 18 different colors. They come in a pair for $23 with $5 shipping. I got a white pair here and a black pair here. Full disclosure, DJ Lyrics did not pay for this video, but he did send me a pair to try out. And just to be clear on my own preference bias, I normally prefer low friction slip mats on turntables like Butter Rugs or Dr. Suzuki. I like using the Cross 12 Magvel clamp at medium friction, as well as having two slip rings on the REV7 over just one. So first we're going to try this out with the two factory plastic slip rings underneath each jog, just to try out what the factory feel is, so we can compare it with the felt ones. A little sloppy, but I'm going to keep that in there because maybe we'll hear an accuracy improvement when we put the felt ones in there. Okay, so this one right now is just the felt. No plastic slip rings on them. They're just the felt by themselves. Okay, so I noticed I have to be a little bit more heavy-handed, but when I'm letting it go, like say when I'm doing that, it stays more in speed rather than being easily thrown, you know, like that with the plastic slip rings. So I do get more control, but it is a little tough for me because there's more friction than I'm used to. So let's try this with one plastic slip ring underneath. And what I'm expecting here is that it's going to reduce the friction just by a little bit, but it's going to be a little bit more friction than having two slip rings. So that's my guess. So I can already feel it. It is a little less friction than having the felt by itself, but more friction than having the two plastic slip rings in there. So let's try this out. Now, I don't know if I can hear an improvement between this and the previous one with the felt by itself, but I can feel an improvement that I feel more in control because it doesn't feel like it's trying to get away from me and I have to use more force to drag it back. So far, my preference is for beat juggling, for best results, use the felt slip ring with a plastic slip ring underneath. So we're going to do a scratching test, and instead of stopping and going ahead and scratching, I'm just going to edit them continuous. We're going to have the two plastic slip rings, the felt slip ring by itself, and the felt slip ring layered with a plastic slip ring. All right, so my preference for freestyle scratching has to be actually going to the plastic slip rings. I really prefer low friction, especially when I'm doing high tempo like that, because it's a workout and I don't scratch every day, so I get pretty winded when I'm doing power scratches. Now, I do notice that I have more control when I have the felt one in there, but I feel like I can get more loose without much effort using the plastic slip rings. So before we move on, if you're finding value out of this video, be sure to click that subscribe button and also that little bell icon. That'll help me out and let me know to make more videos like this for you. Now, for the folks that are used to high torque turntables and a medium-sized slip mat, then this might actually be closer to the feel that you're already used to. So the last thing to try, let's do a quick Peter Piper test. Okay, so there is a clear difference in my controllability when I'm using the two plastic ones versus when I'm using it with the felt or felt layered with the plastic one. While it is more of a workout to use it with the felt by itself and a little less of a workout when it's the felt layered with the plastic, I feel like I sound better when I'm using the felt one. And the reason is because, let me get back to the plastic one real quick. Two plastic ones layered. So there's two ways I do Peter Piper. I do it either with a chirp, or I do it like Jazzy Jeff does it, which is a transformer. Now, when I do the transformer style, it's way harder to keep it in control when I have the two plastic ones. You can hear it here because I'm a little sloppy with it. Now, when I put the felt one, my preference is actually one felt, one plastic, which adds a little friction to it. I feel more in control when I'm doing that same transformer move. So I'll leave you a link down below where you can find the DJ Lyrics R7 slip rings. If you want some tips on how to scratch to house music, follow this video right here. And don't forget, the force is with you always.